Hey, Facebook. How are you doing? How's my community out there? I am back today because it's been a little bit of while since I shot a last video. I think it was a week and a half ago. So I thought I would actually come on live because the videos are, hey, everybody. How are you doing today? I'm back on here again live. I think the video just shot in. So if you see me say hi twice, that's only because I couldn't tell. Um, my dog is in the background. He's laying on the couch sleeping, so we'll let him be. Everybody knows about Nacho. He is the resident mascot of my business, and he is here to let us know that we all need to just chill out. We need to chill out. There's a lot of energy going on lately, um, and I've been feeling it. I've been feeling it, but there's something really cool that's been going on, and I think that I wanted to pop in here and talk today about leadership. What does leadership mean for us now at this place and time for work, for our businesses? I just finished, literally just finished shooting a live video over in my Facebook group. If you don't know, I have a Facebook group. My Facebook group is called the Marketing Mystique Circle. The Marketing Mystique Circle is for women who are in the transformational and the feminine arts, healers, coaches, counselors, consultants, creatrixes, and it's for women to understand the new way of doing business with the new energetics of what I call the femergetics. So these feminine energetics of actually applying the principles that women operate under, where we can release the density and the stress of pushing things forward. There's a whole new way of doing business because there is something that we have dismissed for so long that people didn't really seem to understand we were missing. You would see it in some people. You would see those people who walk in the room and you're just like, man, they've got a shine on them. What is it about them that's different? And they were just natural leaders. And they just had this place where they just seemed to embody something. And you're like, whatever they're drinking, I need to drink that Kool-Aid too. But you know what? Here's the kicker. You already have that in you. You just haven't tapped into it. And I think for a long time, a lot of us have sat back going, oh, I want that. And somebody's packaged it up and said, well, it comes like this. Here's the 90-day silver bullet plan or the 30-day make it fast, get you the results plan. And we keep believing that a lot of this stuff is outside of us. It is something we couldn't even possibly embody. But you know what? That's just not the truth. The truth is, it's in us. It's that light, that thing that we see leaders have. It's in them. They didn't go spend another $5,000 on a Tony Robbins full week summit. They probably went, but they were already like that before they got there. There is this thing inside of us that we are not capitalizing on when it comes to doing our work in the world. You will hear people like Marie Forleo say, that thing that makes you you, that thing that shines. What is that thing that shines for us? That is our light. And do you know where it lives? It's in our heart. It's in our heart. It's not in our head. And the problem we have in our leadership model is that we think we can think our way out of situations when it comes to work and people and things like that. When's the last time you gave somebody information and they ran with it? Because, information is abound. What people do with it is always out of our hands. But what about the last time you sat and had a very heart-to-heart conversation and you shared knowledge with them about an experience that you have had similar to what they're going through or the depths of the hurt and the pain? You could literally go, I've walked that path. I understand. Do you know what the difference is, what that light is? It's your heart source. When you stop doing business from your head and you drop into your heart, which is what is being required now, and we see it, those industries that were in nonprofit or religion or compassion projects or things like that, they've known it all the time, but they've always been what we call the fourth sector industries. They're not profit driven, so they just want to do good for the world, for humanity, but they don't want to make money. That's bullshit. Everybody wants to make money. We're the ones that tie this ridiculous story around money. Money is what we need to grow in this world. There is so much money around this planet. To think that there's a lack of it is an illusion. But I want to teach you something really interesting. The idea of commerce and money. And this is not a concept that developed out of the 1900s when the Industrial Revolution came around. Merchant and barter trades and trade routes, this has been around for eons, for centuries, thousands and thousands of years. But there's this thing that we didn't understand about this idea of transaction, that transaction only became transactional, not transformational, when a lot of the new patriarchal structures came in. A lot of structures came in and they shifted the need to make sure that it was a win-win to care for people versus caring, like it was serving self versus serving others is how we'll define it. It became a power over a power under kind of struggle. And that was seen in monarchs, and that was seen in churches, and that was seen in a structure where the more power we have over something, the more we can influence it. Well, that's trickled down over the centuries, and it's showed up in business saying that, oh, we have to influence people this way because we know more than they know. And the whole back thing is, you think a business is a business that has made all its money on the backs of people and has not served people, always, you always find out something slimy they've been doing. You don't make that much money without stepping on people. You can make that much money as well by being generous with people. There are plenty of businesses that do that. And that dichotomy of like, it's an either or, the dualism of you can only have money or you can only serve people is crap. And it's been fed to us in business and marketing for years. The biggest complaint I've had about marketing for the last 30 years that I've been in business is that most of the marketing is based on lack-based thinking and a very patriarchal and patronizing structure of you don't know what you really need. I know more for you what you need. That's ridiculous. Or they make us feel like we aren't enough. So your teeth aren't white enough. Your hair's not straight enough. You're not skinny enough. You're not driving the best car. You need to have a better job, better house, better school, better wife, better kids, better projects, better activities. You're just never going to be enough. And in coaching, that model goes back to the do be more model. Well, if you do more, then you will have more. And as you have more, then you will be successful in the world. Doesn't work. As we can see, it doesn't work. It's a complete false promise. The bottom falls out every freaking time. We see people who have at the top of their game just shatter because the structure just doesn't support this. And you know why? Because they're in their head. Somebody told them, step away from your heart. Well, we've seen it in business. We've seen it in business over and over and over. And the business models that we have used keep pushing us further and further and further and further apart from the whole point of business, which is to improve the lives of others. Business is a spiritual venture. Transaction meant transformation. What I have good inside of me that I prepare and hand over to you is for the improvement of your life, because you want that. You want that improvement. You have trust in me that I can bring that to you. The best salesmen were the ones who actually knew something about the people that they were working with as customers. They didn't call them customers, they called them friends. And they started their sales conversation was, I want this for you because I can see you struggling with this. Is this true? I care about you. Now, wouldn't you listen to somebody who sat down and said, I see something that's going on, I'm a little concerned? Listen, information without heart, knowledge is information with heart. Information that doesn't have heart doesn't get you anywhere. It's just a bunch of talking heads. And I'm really frustrated when I've been sitting here and I've had to quiet down and be quiet about all of this because I've been watching this dog eat dog. It's all about the money. It's all about the power. It's about the impact. It's the scaling. but there's no damn consideration about the people we're affecting. I will say this till I go to the grave. I'm in the people business, people. I work with people. What matters to you matters to me. My business grows because of what you think, what you need, how you see me helping you. I can't help you if I don't listen to you. Right? Doesn't that make sense? And then we have the other side of the coin. So we have a talking head telling us what we're not doing right. And then most of us, especially as us feminines, the divine feminines, I'm a very feminine woman, like I'm strong as hell, but I'm very much in my feminine traits of compassion and nurturing and empathy and I'm empathic. So I feel people's energy, and I never even realized to the depths until the last 2 years how this has drastically impacted me. And I'm intuitive. And these things really freaking matter. And we've dismissed it. And we said, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Sure, the hell does matter. The best marketing is based on reading people's feelings. It's not about how much I'm going to force you to drink this Kool-Aid because, damn it, I know you need it and I need that next dollar so I can pay my mortgage. That's crap. That's what we've been drinking, ladies and gentlemen. And I am getting off here, and I'm going to stand up for the rights of people who want to do business with heart, because that is what true leadership is about. True leaders lead from behind. True leaders stand in their power and say, hey, I'm not going to tell you to do something I wouldn't do. I'm not going to sell you something I wouldn't do. I don't feel that way. I wouldn't try to make somebody feel that way. If I don't feel joy, I'm sure not going to package it up and sell it to somebody. It's like, are you going to actually listen to a doctor who's obese and has diabetes and talk to you about healthy lifestyle? If you're not walking your talk, step off, man. I don't want to hear it anymore. I just don't want to hear it. I'm a spiritual woman. I have an altar and I have candles and I talk to goddesses and I do wooey witchy stuff under the moonlights every full moon and new moon because I cycle in my body like that. I set my marketing up so my energy's at its highest peak when I'm launching, and when it's at the darkest peak when the new moon's out, I am quiet and I'm planting ideas. I got off that fucking long track of do because I am exhausted. I'm tired of being told. That's the only way to do it. It's not. This is a soundbite of a timeline of existence on this planet. 2,500 years, 3,000 years. 25,000 years ago, most of the planet was operated in an equal balance of men and women. We operated with cycles of seasons and the sun and the moon, and we honored our planet, and we honored the earth and the sun and how they worked together, and we honored things that we honored the things we couldn't see as our ancestors in the sky. And there is a whole emergence in my community being online of star seeds and light workers and people feeling, I mean, if you have not been feeling your body tingling and having headaches and having complete flatline days because you don't even understand that your DNA encoding is coming online because you are having remembrance downloads. And I know I sound crazy as hell sometimes when I talk like this, but I'm telling you, there's more of you out there and don't realize that's what's going on. You are meant and being called forward to do work right now that you could never figure out why it wasn't working before this last year showed up. 2020 isn't an accident. It's the end of the Mayan calendar of a 25,000 year cycle. It's the push into the age of Aquarius. It's this feminine place of we are here to be in a unity and a consciousness. And where does that fall into business? That means business can't be handled the same way. Can't be handled the same way. Like I said, merchant and trades and all of that actually started. Hello, nobody's ever going to tell you this until now. Commerce is a trait of the goddess. It was created by the goddess because she invoked it that said, as a human, the way out of poverty is to know your gifts. You were blessed with gifts within you so that you could venture into the world and trade your gifts, bring your gifts and your knowledge, power, insights, wisdom, talents, crafts, skill sets to the world. And in exchange, they will give you money. They will give you chickens. They will give you seashells. They will give you whatever it is that you need if you ask for it. But you must stay open to receiving by putting that out there. Now imagine we've all been walking around drinking the Kool-Aid. We're not enough. We can't do it. We don't know. We don't trust ourselves. We have these woo-woo gifts that we don't even understand where they came from. And we're supposed to go out into the world who says that stuff is spooky witchy. It's a very feminine kind of thing. Everybody has it. Men call it their gut instinct. Everybody has it. It's our GPS operational system. It's what keeps us on track. Tell me the last time when you didn't trust yourself and you went left instead of right, when you said you should go right and you said, no, it takes me out of my way. I don't have time for that crap. And you went left and boom, something happened. You're like, damn, I should have gone the other way. Let me tell you, start trusting that. The day you start trusting yourself is the day that life's going to completely change. The day I trusted myself and said, I don't know why I have to go to Egypt, but I'm going to go to Egypt because something's calling me over there. My life changed. My life completely fell apart into a big old pile of crap. Everything. But you know what? Everything I wasn't willing to look at and didn't even know to look at had to be just sifted through and gone through, and I had to surrender, and I had to look at the stuff that I wasn't dealing with. I had to look at the narcissistic behavior that was going on in my family. I had to look at the codependent behavior that has impacted my business and my relationships. I had to look at the way I was not trusting myself to show up and do this kind of work and have a voice where it made sense. I had to actually find the skill sets to go, Wendy, you keep procrastinating on stuff when you've got all these projects. Why is this not working? Oh, I don't know if I have enough space and capacity. I don't know if what I'm thinking is even true. Let me tell you what. I said this the last time a couple of times on the last video back, and I'm going to say it again. If you think your ideas are not valuable, that what you have, there is a core truth to the work that you do. There is a core truth. You must go back through all your writings, because if you're hanging out in this world, I know you've been writing in journals and you've got half finished courses and workshops you had ideas about, ventures you thought about, and products or services. I want you to go back and I want you to read your stuff. I want you to see how bloody brilliant you are. You have been seeded with messages for a dozen years about your work that you have not even had the faith that maybe you are being guided. You're being guided to do this work. How do I know? Because that's the contract. That's what we're here to do. We go through the crap like I just went through this crap. I was like, oh my God, like seriously, goddess and gods, what the hell? My whole life fell apart. It was terrible. And I'm so grateful I can laugh about it. The people who screwed me over did me the biggest favor and walked away out of my life. I was drinking the Kool-Aid thinking I could fix this shit. I can't fix it. It's not my job. And I was making it my job. There's stuff in your life that you're still trying to fix and hang on to because you don't trust that you have the knowledge and you are enough. And when you get back into the world now and you try to sell yourself, you try to sell your ideas, sell your services, sell your products, you're not even trusting yourself. So you watch those people who walk in the room who've got that shine and you're like, damn, what is that? And they say, oh, I was doing this coaching program. You're like, oh, that's got to be the key. It's not. I guarantee the people who shine the most are the ones who have been to the dark night of the soul experience and back like you've never been. Like the stories from those people, the depth. I'm not saying you have to have a dark night of the soul. I will tell you, it'll kick your ass and make you wake up. But I'm telling you right now, it sits in your heart, the things. So if you have stuff in your history that you haven't dealt with and you're wondering why you're having a challenge with sales and why you can't figure out this, how do I talk about my business thing? How do I talk about my business? And then you find yourself talking yourself out of sales. You find yourself over explaining, justifying, almost signing them up to do the work that you're doing. They're like, oh, that's so fascinating. Maybe I will become an NLP practitioner. You're like, no, I wanted you to be a client. Hello. Stop talking about the wrong stuff. You're still talking because you're not anchored into the truth that you have the capacity. It is in you to do this work. Those are just the tools. When you get to the core and you go back and read your journals and you sit back and go, oh, holy crap, I've been saying the same thing, that this thing really meant, this is really the key element. It's been here all along. Don't beat yourself up over it. Let's just be really clear. Don't beat yourself up over it. I want to tell you a story. So I was watching TV not too long ago. Oh, maybe the end of last year, just before everything fell apart in 2020. And I saw Jamie Oliver, the chef from England, and he had just launched a new book on, I think it's about being vegan or something like that. And he said, and I found this really interesting, like I'm going to lean in. This is one of those lean in moments. He said he wrote that book 9 years ago. Now, this man's prolific. He is writing books and he's publishing stuff and he's out there producing things. He wrote this book 9 years ago. Why had he not published it? He said, I knew that if I put that work out there then, it wouldn't have been received. People weren't ready yet. People weren't ready. The ideas would have been kind of pushed aside. The evolution of the way people were seeing life they weren't ready yet. They're still on the fast track of calorie counting and carbs, and then we moved through keto, and then we moved through clean living and slow cooking, and now where he goes, now we're at a place where we're really looking at the food and where it comes from and how it feeds us and the joy and the energetics of food. And he goes, that stuff would have never landed 9 years ago. So my challenge to you is this: that thing that you see everybody else shining with, it's sitting in your writing. What you wrote about 9 years ago, 6 years ago, that you're like, I don't know about, it wouldn't have landed, but it will now, because life's different. Life's changing. Things have happened. Things are going on, and we need our leadership. We need to be empowered in our truth and in our voice and move things forward so that we are actually an expression of the work. What we have not understood about this industry and in this whole dynamic of being a transformational provider is that we are the work. We are the work in progress. People watch us. People say, are you actually walking your truth? Because if you can do it, you're a shining example that I can do it. Because I can tell you, I've watched people online and I'm like, you're a box of rocks for brains. How are you doing this? I know I'm smarter than you. I can't believe you're making money with this. Had nothing to do with that. It had to have everything to do with me. Not to say that that's a broad problem. I just think they're coming from the wrong logic place of it. I work with people. I care about what happens in people's lives. I care about what happens in people's businesses. And my group, the Marketing Mystique, I am ramping it up. The Marketing Mystique circles for women. Sorry, fellas, but there's a reason for that. I think the men have to learn to soften, but I think women need to toughen up. I think we need to stand up and finally understand where that voice sits in our heart, in our heart chakra. This is the longest distance in a woman from her voice to her heart. That is the 100-mile run for us. So how can we shorten that? Sit and think about this. Sit and think. Your gifts, you had this embedded in you to come forward and do this work now. It's now. It's now. Join me in the Marketing Mystique. I'm going to be teaching a lot of this over there. And in about 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing literally a free live workshop, 5 days. 5 days minimum teaching. 5 days. I'm going to walk you through how to confidently have these conversations where you're anchoring this voice into your work. And you don't need sideways funnels, email systems, webinars. You need a video camera and conviction. Anybody out there hearing me going, I don't think she knows what she's talking about. I'm going to change the channel. That's okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. That's fine. I'm good with it. You turn me off. I don't care. It's fine. But those of you who are listening, you know what I'm talking about. You feel it. You feel it inside. You got that tingling going and you're like, damn, I need to come hang out with Wendy for a while. Do you know what my friends say to me now? Man, I need a hit of Wendy. I need to come hang out in your energy now, Wendy. I don't know what you're doing. I'm like, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm getting real. I'm stopping with all this extra primping and preparation, and I am just coming in. My truth is coming through as loud and clear without a lot of preparation. I have no script for this right now. There's no script. I didn't script what I was going to talk about. You can do this too, but you've got to trust yourself. You've got to get into a place where this sits in your heart and get out of your head, get out of competition. There is nobody else like you. There are billions and billions of people on this planet who are waking up and need help. Billions, a billion people a day online. Let me tell you something. You are a self-made trillionaire. Trillions of cells remembering who you are. Get online and get this work going. Okay? Meet me over in the Marketing Mystique circle. We're going to do something radically different. This is my Wendy Wisdom for Wednesday. Thank you, Kevin Giebert, for giving me that. I love it. I got to go trademark that. Love it. This is my Wendy Wisdom. This is what I do. I preach and teach. I speak. There's nobody who's going to out-talk me. Isn't that right, Adra? My good friend Adra took me hiking yesterday down the Houston Trail in Langley, and I was eaten by mosquitoes. And I talked the whole way. I said to her, if those mosquitoes haven't run off because I am not done talking, I love all you so much. I hope you feel the love. I hope you feel the energy now. This isn't canned. This isn't pre-recorded. This is live. I'm sitting here. You saw Nacho. He's just chilling out. That's why when I said this, we need to chill out and we need to get back into our bodies and remember who the hell we are, because we are cool AF. All of us light worker, all of us women and divine, we are so cool. We are so cool. Stop beating ourselves up that we need to be all that in a bag of chips. That's somebody else's notion. That doesn't make any sense anymore. Anyway, I'm going to leave this with you. Leave me message. I see messages popping up. Listen, I don't have my glasses on. I can't read anything. I'm not going to lie about it. I will come check the messages in a minute. So whoever you are, all you lovely people, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will respond to everything when I'm done here. Have an awesome day. I'm going to see you next Wednesday. I'll post it on my page so everybody has reminders. Take care. Bye-bye.